you've done nothing wrong. Soon there'll be no ringing on your phone, 'cause they don't want you when your youth is gone. You are a hoe and you don't know, though everyone in town says so. You are a hoe and you don't know, you're so sorry for your soul and soul. I've got something on you. See, I've been a girl and a woman too. How will you ever find love that's true? Letting every man do what he wants to do to you. See, you are a hoe and you don't know, though everyone in town says so. Yeah, you are a hoe and you don't know, you're so sorry for you so and so. I want to click over. Is it still working? Oh, well, it's really funny because like the other day, like I'm 50, like 56. I almost forgot. I was gonna take some years off, but I'm 56. Like that's like 4 years from 60, right? Like it's closer to 60 than you know otherwise. But anyway, like sexy, you would like in today's society, in a lot of ways, like I was like at the store. Like I walked up to the store this morning, and this guy, uh, he was like, I don't know, like he's somebody like I had known through somebody else, like in the past or whatever, sort of hanged out with them through this other friend, right? So like, like somebody else's friend that's there, and I've been to their house and whatnot, uh, but like they was never like they was my other friend's friend, and when I stopped being that person's friend, so did that friendship with them stop. So anyway, like they was up at the store, and like the last time he acted like I didn't remember who he was, so I was like, well, fuck it, you want to play this stupid game? Little undercover cop. Now I don't know who you are. Like I wasn't in the mood today anyway. There was enough people up there I knew anyway. But like, anyway, the guy outside the store, I'm like, oh, I think he's on the down low. He goes, oh no, he's not. Let him get you in a room by himself. He'll show you what. I'm like, what? He's gonna rape me? I'm like, I'll hurt the bitch first, I'll do severe damage to the motherfucker, you know. Uh, I might sing lullaby song to the motherfucker and put him out, It's like, like that's like, it's like not like a that's a. I'm like, I can't. Like, why you tell me that? I'm like, he like you better than me because this guy got a big ass, sweet ass, whatever. Yeah, what you talking about? But anyway, so like his mentality is like, oh yeah, well, if a guy gets you in a room, you're gonna be like seduced. It doesn't matter. Like it's like Trump. He thinks, oh, because I'm white and I'm privileged, I can grab any woman's pussy. But I think in the way the society is, because like you can look at China where they had the one-child policy, where people would like, like they didn't want to have a daughter, they would abort a daughter to have a son, and now they have so many boys, and when the boys hit puberty, and this is my philosophy. Well, I have like three parts to this theory, but I'll share one part. Is that if you're around someone when when you're hormones, when you're going from being a young adult into being a adolescent, being a teenager rather, right? These hormones, causes a certain attraction. And if you're a guy and the only thing you got around you is guys, you know what I'm saying? And you're talking guys, you're dealing with guys, you're sharing, food with these guys, and your deepest thoughts and whatever. Yeah, there's gonna be growing attraction. Same thing if you're only around females. But like if you're around a mixture, then I think nature would probably push you with peer pressure to be more heterosexual. I think that we all have some self attraction, and I don't mean it like we really want to have sex with ourselves, but that we all find something about ourselves that we like, you know. Uh, and there's exceptions, like with Steve Banner, maybe there's exception to the rules, but or even with Trump, there's always exception to the rule. But most people, I don't care, what your handicap is. There's something that you can usually find that even a person that's feeling depressed, suicidal, they do know they do have some redeeming qualities. You know, uh, and sometimes it's just the way you use your five senses, and I mean your sight and your hearing and your taste. Like some people, like they might be like paraplegic, but they have good ears and they're good with like knowing like good music and and good in other assets. Like you know what I'm saying. So, but like I think everybody has some ability that they're ape to. And I think that in today's society where we have somebody like a con president where he has the balls after he fires the FBI guy, this Coney guy, uh, uh, that has done numerous things that's sort of embarrassing. I have to admit. I think that really when they was still campaigning and he was coming up with that bullshit about Hillary Clinton and it makes me have the idea that this type of guy was in charge, and that you find out later that there's some information that that Pfizer was gathering that that there's some Russian Skaganian, Russian bullshit going on, blackmail going on, embezzlement going on with the Russia and Trump and some of Trump's people like Flint, for example. And numerous other people that have been dealing with Russia, because Russia is into the more of the hate and the destruction, part that it has, and you can see that what they do with their own people, and the situation their own people are. They're not into it uplifting and having this, and then so but I think a lot of it has to do with this mentality, and it's caused people to kill their daughters. They're thinking there's no other solution, that the daughter's going to get a certain age, and you know uh, because of her sex she's going to be uh, uh, physically and mentally and financially abused. um, uh, so some male ego could feel more superior. And then you can see in areas where this is more prominent, like in the Middle East, the way they do the women, like they're just property, they're just slaves, they're just something that, you could, whatever, right? That there's war, there's devastation, there's famine, and when you don't have both groups working unitedly with understanding towards the future. It's like a chess player that doesn't see, like five moves, doesn't see one move, let alone five moves ahead, doesn't understand, the perception of the situation. And I think that, we have a grave, and I think that's also how Putin, because he's a spy. That's I think and I think that's also something that he used the sexual deviant, the narcissistic ways that comes with this. I'm gonna control you over sexual being. You want this job, suck my dick, like Orion or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just firing this person. That's not good enough for them. They don't ever want him to work again. Not that this person and even himself, like he's good now, but it's more funny that this person that's making a third of what he's making, you stop them from working because they wouldn't suck your dick or they wouldn't let you stick their dick in their vagina. It's like you could have went and got your dick wet any motherfucking place if you were all that powerful. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to. So other people that are in the sexual industry, like Putin and whatever, can use their sexual deviance to blackmail, to embezzle them, because they know that if it comes out in the public, that it's a crime. It's not a crime if you're gay. You could just come out. You know what I'm saying? If they try to play that game with you, you know what I'm saying? Uh, But if you're doing like if you're just grabbing women's pussies, uh, 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 that's assault. If you know what I'm saying, if you're doing like what Bill Cosby is doing, you're knocking them out, and basically, you're having sex with them. That's rape. So there's a difference, and and once you can get a guy that thinks that it's okay to buy pussy, it's okay to go to the dance club and throw money at these women for something like that, it's easy for them to step over the line. Like European pimps, they think it's easier to turn a guy out than it is a girl. It's just as easy. Guys think that is unique and this can't, be done to them. But yes, it does, and it has, and a lot of times when guys get played like that, like like they do, you know, because of the day society is capitalist society, that you have to have a job, you have to have money, and if you play a game where the person that you're expecting to be your whore, prostitute, whatever, just something you can get your dick wet in, um, it's not going to look at you respectfully. It's not going to look at you at all in a favorable eye, even if they go along with the program. And I don't know. To me, Trump is acting well with that. He had a whole bunch of Russian people that was up in the White House, right after he fired Flynn, and um, so he's the one type of person that he's one of uh, um, he's a con artist being con, and he thinks it benefits him, because he could get a loan from their bank and he could do another golf club course or whatever this bullshit is, and if he doesn't if he runs out of money, he can fuck the American contractors or whoever the contractor is where he's at, and look, I think that we'll find out that. Well, anyway, I was like alluding a little bit to like this two like the two person like that said something answered me on my G plus mail. I was like, it's very sad that we have people with that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and I think that's the type of mentality Trump has. And I think that we could see with the type of so far in the 100+ days that we've had Trump and the Republicans, running the government, that they're incapable and they're incompetent. And they don't even they're incorrigible to the situation at hand because they like they said they didn't read the health plan. They're not even giving a health plan. They're hoping that the Republicans will rewrite their fucking health plan when they take it to the when they when you, you know and that's their whole fucking plan because they can't do the work themselves because they want to undo something. So to undo something, you got to at least come up with a solution, and that's something they're not accustomed to doing is coming up with a solution. You know what I'm saying? They're accustomed to causing pain and discomfort and anguish and and always to be on the attack to attack. Uh, uh, but they're not trained to think and comprehend solutions. Uh, and the Republicans are dealing with people that try to solve a problem and looking to the future, as the Republicans are looking to the past. You know what I'm saying? So things have to change because like I mean, you can just look around here. They're so sick and they're so ill from the sexual deviance. Like this new guy right across the street, he just had a girl that just left her house. She was with a cane. She's probably 250 pounds overweight and a big old blonde ass wig on her, and walking sideways to the limp. And he's been having a different girl ever since like his wife left. And you're thinking this guy has no self respect. Um, I mean, some people like, you know what I'm saying? It's a matter, uh, um, and then anyway, I think right now we have a major problem in our society to where we're not a healthy society. And then we're not a healthy society because we have people that think like the Republicans think. They think that they could go push some health care that they know is going to cause more harm and more death to American citizens just so they could get money from foreign people like Russia banks, China banks, Turkey, or whatever else that does not have the best interest. And I think that's how our corporations run. It's like you could see in the airplanes. It's like the customers is not being considerate. You know what I'm saying? They got your money. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, well, we'll kick you off or whatever. This flight, just take another flight. And that's the whole reason. Like, I don't fly anymore, but the whole reason why you ever fly is to get somewhere fast. And the first time I had to spend the night up in the fucking New Jersey in the airport for those fucking 12 hours I was in the airport, I could have drove 10 hours and been back to where I wanted to be. Anyway, I think that um I was trying to think who's that guy that they brought over here. Not Einstein, but this other guy that helped work on the nuclear bomb. Um escapes me now, but he was a pedophile. And they kept overlooking it, even though he was married and his friends were married. They worked very hard, and then on the weekends they fucked these young boys, and they had other orgies, where they had other, grown men and women participate in it. And the the and then you could see where the children that have been exposed to these sexual deviant people that they, you know, uh, every time they dig gets hard, they got to get it wet. You know, the kids came out very. Nowadays, we might call it bipolar, schizoid, or you might call it psychotic uh, behavior. Usually, well, the schizoids ones show up in their teens, and a lot of times they're acting out and more sexually deviant behaviors like prostitution, opposed to being able to understand that yeah, I could still make the same type of money. Opposed to how long I gotta stand on a corner, I can make the same type of money, with a 9 to 5. The thinking gets warped. Uh, anyway, and here we sit in a situation now where we have a President Trump that looks like he's knee deep in espionage with the Russian government, with the Turkey government, and even in China. And these people they're hell bent on destroying our Constitution and our civil rights and our way of living. And if we don't impeach this president, I think that we will see war. We will see atomic war, some type of crazy war, because uh, Trump is a fool and a puppet to the Russian and the Chinese because he's financially obligated to them.